Holy crap! Chris Matthews just walked off the job on his own show. He up and quit. Whew. Oh man. I'm trying to think of where I saw it. Whether it was John Oliver, not Sunday, but the Sunday before, or if it was Trevor Noah, or the Young Turks, or Stephen Colbert. I'm trying to figure out where I would have seen that, but he talked about it, about how whatever that was, Chris Matthews, let's see if I can find it on a Looking Good with Chris Matthews, The Daily Show. Yep. Trevor Noah got Chris Matthews to quit. Holy crap, Trevor. Looking Good with Chris Matthews, The Daily Show. 3 days ago. Wow. So yeah, on Saturday. Man. And so yeah, Chris, after finding out about this, he just decided to up and quit. Unbelievable. Wow. I typically don't watch his show because it's all panel discussion, unless there's breaking news. But his last sign off is often excellent, and it's sad that MSNBC did not preserve those on YouTube for us to watch. But I do see a few things up here, maybe, but wow, yeah, Trevor. Oh man, I mean, he had decades of experience, and most of the looking goods was in his early years. As I watched his show, as I gave up on Fox, because they weren't telling me anything about Trump and what he was up to, I realized I needed to find somewhere else to go, and that's when I found Rachel. And so I got cable TV. It was satellite TV first, but I got it just so I could watch MSNBC, and I have it always playing in the background, as many of my videos will attest to. And I don't typically watch Chris's show, except for the final minute when he makes his final comments. But he doesn't. He's not that guy that was isolated from the few clips that he showed, and that's sad to destroy a person in that manner, to take clips. I mean, the clips, yeah, they're a bit creepy, but Chris comes from that generation of creepiness, as the Me Too movement did. But Chris maintained professionalism in his older years, as far as I've been watching. I have noticed a respect for only women of positions of authority. He dismisses female reporters that he puts on his panel, but it cuts them off in speech and whatever. But wow. Wow. And so Chris Karnacki is taking over, as you can see here on I don't know who this is. Maybe it's the people that Chris intended to have for the show today. But Chris Karnacki does fill in for people's vacations. He's mostly the politics or the poll data and does the election coverages. But Chris Karnacki was like, we're supposed to have a show, we still have an hour. So, yeah, Trevor and the progressive movement. Because Chris got in trouble for a comment where he talked about a World War II event that I understood it. I wasn't offended. I have Jewish blood in my ancestry, and I understand. But when Trump took office, this was the initial attack against the left-wing media, because the left-wing media automatically recognized Trump as a Nazi. He had Stephen Miller, he had others with him that embraced Nazism. He wanted to be a Hitler. And so when the left-wing media says, you know, this is what Hitler did, and this is horrible, we need to, you know, fight this, they were shot down, silenced, guilt-tripped into being silent. How dare you compare anything to Nazi Germany? And no, guys, learn your history. If you do not learn from the past, you are doomed to repeat it. And we're repeating it. And you know, obviously Bernie is not a Nazi, and so for people to complain about making the similar comparison with his campaign dominance winning, I don't know, I didn't find anything wrong with it when I heard the full context. But Chris Matthews caved and apologized on his show last week. And no, we can't be pushed around by people who think they're protected because of their ancestors. Mormons do this mistake. Mormons think, hey, our ancestors were persecuted, you have to leave us alone, when the church is committing crimes. And as a Mormon myself, I was victimized by my own people and my own church, and I had to sue. And I got all the evidence because they committed crimes against me. They presented the evidence for me to use against them. And so, yes, my church is acting exactly as the Nazis did. When Hitler did the Hitler Youth, Nelson does the Youth Battalion, the Mormon Youth Battalion. You know, those simple little things that Mormons don't see, they don't recognize, because they don't study the history of the world. And when you don't study, when you think something is taboo, that, we can't touch World War II history, we don't want to learn anything about it, we just want to ignore it and move on with our lives. You repeat it because you don't know what to watch for. And people who do want to repeat it end up in positions of power and know how to control other people to trick them into repeating it. So, history repeats itself, guys.